demise of 53-year-old business tycoon Sunjay Kapur has given birth to a raging family feud over inheritance that has been grabbing headlines. The billion-dollar question is this: who owns the Sona group of companies that is worth about 30,000 crores? The war within the family is out in the open. First, it was Sunjay Kapur's mother, Rani, who said she was made to sign papers by her daughter-in-law, Priya Kapur, that she had no clue about. She didn't know what she was signing. She said, that is, Rani Kapur said that her husband had left the company to her. Then the board of Sona came out and said Rani Kapur has no role in the company. In fact, she has had nothing to do with the company since 2019. Just by the way, Priya is now a non-executive member of the board, and the Kapoor family is up in arms. Staking claim to the family fortune now are Sunjay Kapur's two sisters. One of them, Mandhira Kapur, joining me on the broadcast. Mandira, can I start by asking you, first of all, thank you very much for speaking to Times Now. Can I start by asking you why you have decided to speak now?
I think we needed to speak out because we're not getting answers from anyone on anything that we're asking for, and we're hearing a lot of stuff going on. So we decided that it's time to now ask our questions because we're not getting answers from emails that are going out. We're being told, the email ID is compromised. We're hearing about a lot of movement, and I think it's time my mother had a voice. I think it's time for us to, find out what is going on, and if this is what we need to do, we'll do it.
What are these questions you're talking about? What are the questions that have not been answered for you?
We don't have answers to what happened actually to my brother. We don't have answers to what was the urgency of within 13 days, everything being taken from my mother. We don't have answers to why and when all this is, has it happened before? Has it happened now? We don't have answers to what's in the trust. What is this trust? What's in this trust? How has it come about? Because my mother's, everything was willed to my mother. How has it all disappeared?
Well, the board is saying that since 2019, nothing has belonged to your mother. Is this then, Mandhira, now a full-blown inheritance battle?
I don't think A, there's a fear, and B, it's not inheritance. It's the family legacy that we have built as a family. My dad put in all the hard work. It's been built during our lifetime. And for us to lose it all, not be able to pass it on to our kids and future generations, that's what's troubling us. I think it's beyond a fear. I think it's more of a shock of how has this happened to us when we've been a part of this building of this company, this brand. My father wanted this legacy to go on. We want the legacy of my father to go on. Where is it gone? How has it been stolen from this family?
Who has stolen it from the family? Are you saying that your sister-in-law, Priya Kapur, has manipulated the board of Sona to ensure that you, your mother and your sister are kept out?
I'm not saying anything on my sister-in-law has done anything. I think it's a conspiracy. Conspiracy has a bunch of people always involved. We want to know who these people are. We want to know what the motive is, why they've done this to us. My mother, who is a founder, is still alive. What has made them feel that they can do this to my mother or to my sister and me, who have been a part of this legacy, who have been a part of living it? I worked in the company when I was growing up. I mean, we've seen it all happen. So it's not one person. I think it's a group of people who are doing this.
Okay.
And I think that's what we're trying to get to the bottom of is, who are all these people and why are they doing this to us?
Okay. Can I then ask you, like all families, where there is a dispute, have you at all had a conversation with Priya, Sunjay Kapur's wife? And if yes, what was that conversation like? Or have ties completely been cut?
We have had no conversation with anyone. We have asked questions on what my mother was made to sign. We have not been given answers. I think what communication can you have when everything is suddenly gone from you, and my mother's constantly asked, what did I sign? Show me what I've signed. She's been told verbally, come sit with me, I'll show you. She says she doesn't want to go because she's literally, when she was last time she was alone there, this is what happened. Why have we as a family not been involved in what was going on? So the question is, where is there room for conversation? No one has left room for conversation. We're saying, show us what mom signed, let's pick up a conversation. But we're getting no response.
Okay, about these documents that your mom claims she was made to sign by Priya Kapur, behind closed doors, Sona, the board of Sona, not Priya Kapur, but Sona and its board is saying that there were no documents that were signed by your mom. In any case, since 2019, your mom has nothing to do with the company.
Firstly, we've never made an allegation towards Sona. We simply said we need time to see what has happened, what has gone on. As far as mom not having shares in Sona, that is one of the things we want to find out, because my father left my mother, everything to my mother, to nobody else. My mother has never intended or never had this conversation to give it to one child. It was very clear with my father when he was alive, when he sat us on the table, all 5 of us sat down, and he was very clear that everything is being left with mom, and after mom, everything would be divided 1/3 equally. My father was not a boys-only father. He was very clear about us being equally treated. I was meant to run Pune. I said no, because I knew I'd get into the automotive industry and I wanted to work in fashion first. So it was very clear. All 3 of us were treated the same way. So how has this ended up like this? I think that's the first question we want to know. As far as Sona goes, please understand, Sona is us. We're not going against Sona. We simply asked to give time so we could figure out stuff. We've not accused Sona of anything. We have no intention of, but we need to know what's going on. And I think considering my mother is a founder, that is the respect she should have been given.
You say this isn't an inheritance battle, but by the sounds of it, it clearly is. Can I ask you if this has gotten particularly ugly given the fact that the children are now involved? Not just you, your sister and Priya Kapur, but also your children. For example, Karishma Kapoor's children. For example, Priya Kapur's own son with Sunjay Kapur. For example, Priya Kapur's daughter from a previous marriage who has now changed her surname to Kapur.
I think that's a question to ask the Chatwal family and Priya, not for us. As far as our kids go, Dad was very clear that all the grandkids have to work in Sona at some point in their life. And that's what, again, we're fighting for. Our kids, it's really, again, I'm going to say this again very clearly. This is not a family feud. This is a simple right we want back for my mother. This has not got to do with anyone but the fact that how has this all disappeared when it was willed to my mother, and that's where it should have stayed. My mother has never created a trust. My mother knows nothing about this trust. The trust has never been shown to us or my mother. So what is everyone hiding from us? If it's so simple, why isn't everyone being transparent? Why is it being hidden?
Okay. Can I ask you if at any point of time you were aware of Priya Chatwal Kapur being involved in the running of Sona, or were you surprised that she was suddenly appointed as a non-executive member on the Sona board?
Of course, it's a surprise to me she's on the board. I mean, I've never heard of her being involved with Sona, So I think considering my mother is alive and is a founding member, she should have been given that position in the board. I've never known about Priya working at Sona, so I don't know how to answer this question really, because I don't know about Priya working at Sona. And if anybody has a right to Sona, it's Mrs. Rani Kapur, who is a part of the founding team, founding bricks of this company. That's who should have been put as a non-executive honorary member, really. That would have shown some really class with the company and the board.
Okay, Mandira, we'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much. This is clearly a family feud over inheritance that is playing out. It happens in many families across the country, but when you're a billionaire family and the fortune is worth some 30,000 crore rupees, it will hit headlines as it is doing now. Thank you very much for speaking to us. On that note, ladies and gentlemen,